Hello everyone, I am Ralston Chamberlain, and this video is done for the course Organizing for Learning. For this video, I want to share what I learned from the course and what advice I would give someone about the importance of organizational learning, knowledge mobilization, and leadership. I migrated to Toronto, Canada in 2007 after a short stint in the United States, studying at a college seminary, because for some reason I thought I wanted to be a missionary priest and bring the gospel to the ends of the world and change lives. But isn't that synonymous to teaching as well? Bringing about changes in persons' lives? This course is part of my third degree program here in Canada, having completed my undergraduate at York University and my master's at the Ontario Institute for Studies in Education, University of Toronto. Having said that, I must admit that I am a new teacher to the education system here in Toronto, Canada. And so for me, the policies and the issues and the functions of the system is a learning experience. However, there are certain issues in education that are similar world over. And two such issues are knowledge mobilization and leadership, as they came out in the course. For this video presentation, I will be looking at the issue of knowledge mobilization and leadership, and why it is important for someone who sign up for this course, Organizing for Learning, need to know about these and organizational learning. According to G.P. Huber, 1991, in an article describing organizational learning, the contributing processes and the literature, he defines organizational learning as the development of new knowledge or insights that have the potential to influence behavior. As teachers, we are part of an organization that is in the business of developing new ideas, new knowledge. We cannot do this by ourselves. It requires collective effort, team learning, and a shared vision for the organization. Organizational learning involves continuous learning by all members so that the end result would lead to the transformation of the organization and its people. We want schools where students will feel free to dream about their futures, where they are able to connect their passions with possible career options, and where the opportunities needed to support these decisions are provided. End of quote. This quote, according to the Minister's Students Advisory Council in Ontario, in a document, Achieving Excellence, a Renewed Vision for Education in Ontario. How can we help students to achieve their passions through organizational learning? It means we have to collectively and individually understand the concepts, the processes, and the culture that will help to bring about these changes. This is a clear vision and strategy that De Smet et al. Spoke about in referencing making the organization healthy. Senge 1990 in the book, The Fifth Discipline, the Art and Practice of the Learning Organization, describes organizational learning as the ability to create alternatives through shared visions and personal mastery. For us as educators and anyone interested in this course, Organizing for Learning, we must be committed to improving learning outcomes of the students we specifically interact with on a daily basis. I, being an occasional teacher with the Toronto District School Board, I would say that I have a unique yet daunting task of contributing to organizational learning because of my daily interactions with various leaders and students from different cultures and experience. I have to utilize various strategies that will allow collaboration across classrooms and schools in order to improve student learning and create that learning organization. Literatures over the years on leaders have given varying definition of leaders and leadership. But what really is the meaning of leadership in the context of organizing for learning? Citing Yook 1994 in the document Assessing School Leader and Leadership Program Effects on Pupil Learning, Leetwood, in trying to come up with a definition for leadership, notes that leadership influences the interpretation of events for followers, the choice of objectives for the group or organization, the organization of work activities to accomplish objectives, the motivation of followers to achieve the objectives, the maintenance of cooperative relationships and teamwork, and the enlistment of support and cooperation from people outside the group or organization. End of quote. As educators, this is what organizing for learning is challenging us to do. To be able to interpret events for those whom we lead and set in the directions. But this must be done with collaboration and building the trust of those we lead. Leadership, as we learned it in this course, is about sharing of matters to bring about educational change, and part of that change involves knowledge mobilization. This knowledge mobilization is to move research into practice and sharing of knowledge and experience. All of us, as teachers, came to this course bringing our individual knowledge and experience. It is our shared knowledge that will allow schools and school systems to move from just a place of teaching to a place of learning. Knowledge mobilization in education is a way to move the available knowledge forward and allow for flexibility on a range of issues. One of the key terms coming out of the knowledge mobilization for me is in this course is the term collaboration. Leaders through collaboration help to mobilize knowledge, and if the goal is to have improved student achievement or improved student outcome, leaders have to create the professional learning community and foster both individual and collective skills. Both of these I was able to learn in the course Organizing for Learning. As each of us as teachers come with our individual learn experience, our instructor was able to tap into each individually, yet our collective skills came out in the many discussions and in our group assignments. For me, this course was one of the best examples of leadership in action. And we learned this when we saw an example of David King as the new principal of Robert Kennedy High. The example, as illustrated by Bollman and Deal in the book Reframing Organization, brings to life how, given a tumultuous task of bringing together varying personalities to improve a school, one leader was able to use the four-frame model to analyze and solve issues within the school. I would recommend this highly to any person engaging in leadership, or as a matter of fact, anyone who signed up for the course Organizing for Learning. Careful attention must be paid to the four-frame model that encompasses structural, human resources, political, and symbolic. Using these four frames, one can figure out what is going on and what strategies one can apply to solve issues. My advice to anyone signing up for Organizing for Learning is that this course opens up your thinking towards a better understanding of leadership, learning, and knowledge mobilization. One cannot help but to leave with a greater appreciation of the word collaboration and trust, which is key in fostering leadership in a school community. Collaboratively working together will push leaders to work as a team. It will push them to mobilize the knowledge of everyone and to ensure coordination of the same knowledge. It will also ensure that all involved buys into the shared vision, idea, even though we have individual ideas and strategies. A leader is worth his or her weight when they can channel resistance to changes into positive actions to ensure that they have created a learning organization. Finally, wherever our dreams take us, whether as a missionary in some remote village in a strange country or as a teacher in a Toronto classroom, we have a responsibility to lead in every respect.